I was just going to say, why does any of this matter, and what relevance is there for lesbians today? And then you just mentioned that very thing, um, our desire to break the bounds of convention and sex stereotypes and social mores is obviously still there, and the idea that reclaim the night was a thing in her head. I mean, but yeah, why would you say it's relevant for lesbians today?
I think it's really important for us as a culture to have lesbian ancestors, to know that the things that we face in our lives were not really so different than what she faced in hers. And the problems with family, problems with uh, lovers not really being able to commit or going back to heterosexuality. I mean, one of her problems with Anne Walker was that she found she couldn't really trust her after what had happened with Mariana, that she was worried that she was just going to go and get married to a man. And so she found it quite difficult to trust. But, in the end, good for Anne Walker. She did make the commitment. I think it's really important. I've absolutely loved going to Shibden and to Plas Newydd, where the ladies of Llangollen live. It feels like it's a pilgrimage to our places. It's really a wonderful thing to do.
And I think my last question is a bit odd, but if a Martian were to land and try to glean from those diaries um what a lesbian was. I mean, obviously the word wasn't used, but this type, what what would what would the features of such a person? What I'm thinking, why I'm saying that is I'm thinking of that lovely scene in the series where she goes to see the boy who's lost his leg, and he looks at her and says, "Are you a man?" And she thinks for a bit, and she answers him very honestly. How much does that come through in the diaries, that I am this type of a person, and this type of a person is an archetype that will reappear in centuries to come.
I think that's very true. I think one of the differences about Anne was that she completely accepted who she was. There was none of concern that she was a man, or that she was wrong, or that she should feel shame or guilt at who she was. That she was very religious, and she felt that God had made her who she was. And she was an oddity. She knew that. She knew that most people were not like her, but she also recognized that many other women would be attracted to her and want to be with her. And so she had a confidence in her own ability, and she had a confidence in her sexual ability too, that she knew what was going to make women happy and what was going to pleasure women, and she took a great deal of pride in that.